Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ daily news television show, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified the Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached 11 million streaming views, and Queer News Tonight has been the most watched LGBTQ news and lifestyle show in the world in 2025.
We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida. We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in the LGBTQ community. There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Thursday, August 28th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we will tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots Happening Out is one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, in the same model as PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ community. We want to inform and educate on the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture.
Our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience. Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 11,000 LGBTQ streaming stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fete. Our nonprofit 501c3 magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2025, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors on Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Bobby Huen. A world traveler and well-versed in global affairs, Bobby provides an international perspective on current events. A PhD in conflict resolution, Bobby is a certified civil and family mediator and the founder of BH Conflict Resolution Services. Welcome, Bobby. It's always good to see you.
Good seeing you, Javon.
And then let's welcome anchor Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg is an entertainment journalist whose celebrity interviews and reviews run in a variety of regional LGBTQ publications and websites. It's always great to have you at the table. I always love your opinions because there's opinions I can't say.
And I have a few tonight. Happy to be here.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, Von Biggs. He is a community engagement and outreach coordinator at Holy Cross Health, a vice chair of the Ryan White Part A Planning Council, and a board member of Trans Ed and Harmony Ways. Von, Holy Cross Health is hosting a Silver Pride Connection on September 12th. Tell us what's happening.
That's right, Bobby. Well, Holy Cross Health has launched the Silver Pride Connection. It is a monthly wellness and educational work group for LGBTQ adults aged 50 and above. Starting this year at the Holy Cross Family Health Center in Oakland Park, meetings take place every second Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. in the Mangrove Education Room with lunch provided. The upcoming meeting will be on September 12th, rooted in Holy Cross Health's mission of justice, reverence, and integrity. Silver Pride Connection will guide participants through quarterly themes such as health equity, grief and legacy, aging with dignity, and building chosen family. Through storytelling, workshops, and shared experiences, attendees will reclaim their narratives and find strength in community. Registration will be required to participate in these meetings. Interested individuals can visit holy-cross.com or contact me directly at von.biggs@holy-cross.com. I'm very just excited for this. We just launched this last month, and it was really good. It was a kickoff for it, and the upcoming month it's about talking about advocacy and leadership. And as we've talked at this table, our aging community Well, not only are we experiencing health issues as we age, we have all those health disparities and we have to deal with, but our aging community, especially LGBTQ, go in silence. They start losing their family, their friends, their loved ones, and they go into isolation. So I'm hoping that this is a way that people will come out and we'll be able to give them some tools to maybe find something that they would love to do in the community.
Well, LGBT elderly care is a relatively new subject in our community, or at least the question of aging gracefully. We didn't get to for a long time. So it's a very important thing to do for our community.
Well, and as a silver citizen myself,
Please.
I do want to personally extend my gratitude to Vaughn and to Holy Cross and the Silver Pride Connection. I think I'd look pretty good in a Silver Pride Connection t-shirt. But thank you for all you do for our region's aging population.
Well, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the Silver Pride Connection on September 12th.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Vaughn Biggs, and let's queer up health. CDC's out vaccine chief resigned, saying, quote, "Enough is enough," end quote. Longtime community leader and LGBTQ health director of the CDC's Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis, has resigned, citing irreconcilable ethical and scientific concerns in a resignation post on both Twitter and Instagram, calling out HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He wrote, quote, "If I am unable to serve in an environment that treats CDC as a fool to generate policies and materials that do not reflect scientific reality and are designed to hurt rather than to improve the public's health, I find that the views he and his staff have shared challenge my ability to continue in my current role at the agency and in the service of the health of the American people. Enough is enough," end quote. This resignation followed changes to COVID-19 vaccine approval updates from the FDA that made the vaccines almost exclusively available to seniors and those with underlying health conditions. The American Academy of Pediatrics has warned that the move could undermine vaccine confidence and leave children unprotected during the surge of seasonal respiratory illnesses. I think it's very interesting. I think there's a bigger story to be told here, and I'm sure we'll see more and more of this coming out. But on top of his resignation, there have been 4 other very large individuals, doctors that were at the CDC that has resigned. Dr. Susan Maneras, who was the former CDC director, her background of federal government scientist, Maneras was confirmed by the Senate in July 2025 and sworn in as CDC director on July 31st. On her departure, she left the agency less than a month into her role. Her exit followed a shooting at CDC headquarters and increased political pressure from the Trump administration and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And then we had Dr. Deborah Howery, who is the chief medical officer. Her background in emergency medicine physician, hourly led efforts on opioid overdose, mental health, and injury prevention. Departure was due to her resign due to proposed budget cuts and misinformation undermining CDC's mission. And the other one, Dr. Daniel Jernigan, Director, National Center for Emergency and Zoonotic Infectious Diseases background, a 30-year CDC veteran and the top flu expert. Jernigan worked on responses to Ebola, Legionnaire's disease, and flu pandemics. His departure was cited the current political climate and restructuring as reasons for stepping down. And then lastly, Dr. Jennifer Layton, Director, Office of Public Health Data, Surveillance, and Technology background. She led CDC's modernization of health data systems, including wastewater surveillance and AI integration. Her departure was noted as resigned amid broader agency restructuring and leadership changes.
This entire government has lost its mind. They have essentially ditched everything that's rational in favor of political propaganda. Anything that doesn't fit their narrative has to be purged, has to be excised. We're going to have a story later about other LGBTQ rights, and essentially what they're trying to say is, if it doesn't fit our warped narrative that horse paste cure COVID or and now they're saying that they will severely restrict the availability of the next fall's COVID vaccine to just seniors and people with underlying condition. So essentially, children are left out in the cold, and other vulnerable people, such as people living with immunocompromised situations like being HIV positive, will be the first to suffer.
But they love children. They don't want babies to be aborted. They love children. Love them. They fucking love children. This ongoing exodus is terrifying on so many levels, especially with the winter and flu season approaching, in addition to yet another COVID strain making the rounds. And it's disgusting and disheartening that ignorant ex-junkie Kennedy is staying put at HHS, and all these experts in the field are fleeing just because Kennedy and that D-list actress he's married to like to play doctor at home doesn't make him qualified to be making health decisions that would be better made for more qualified,
they're worse coming.
Intelligent people.
They're worse coming. They are trying to gut regulation of any kind of homeopathic medicine. They're going to let quacks run amok. Expect these people, these highly qualified people, to be replaced by quackpot doctors who are like going to be
Kennedy.
who are basically going to sell you snake oil cure.
Drink bleach.
Yeah, inject bleach. Worse.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Gregg Shapiro. Let's queer up entertainment. Snoop Dogg lashes out at lesbian couple in Disney's Lightyear.
What you see. They putting it everywhere.
Yeah.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light.
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years, they move down the line, they're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat this popcorn. Shh.
You said we don't know.
Boo-hoo. Rapper and Trump supporter Snoop Dogg, who famously told Rolling Stone that he had become a pimp early in his music career, the realization of a childhood dream, is ringing alarms over a same-sex couple in a Disney movie. On a recent episode of the It's Giving podcast, he explained that he was surprised by the lesbian representation in the Disney movie Lightyear. During the movie, there's a montage of two women sharing a kiss and raising a baby together. On the podcast, he said, quote, "It fucked me up. I'm like scared to go to the movies now, y'all. Throwing me in the middle of that shit that I don't have an answer for, it threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids. We have to show that at this age? They're going to ask questions. I don't have the answer," end quote. No kidding. Snoop Dogg, who famously appeared on the Showtime drama The L Word, and whose wife owns a strip club, appears to have found a more Puritan position on issues since becoming a grandparent. This is what happens when you don't neuter a dog. Snoop, why don't you go hump Trump's ankle?
I don't know.
Like you rabid son of a bitch. Next time we need a human pooper scooper, we'll call on you.
We need
Until that time, you're in the doghouse.
We need Martha Stewart to go, for his former BFF Martha Stewart to set him straight. But for the point, Snoop, you really can't think of any way to explain this? They adopted the baby, maybe? And plus, the screenshot obviously looks like the astronaut. The baby look more like the astronaut and her partners, so maybe she had a baby beforehand with someone else. LGBT people comes in all shapes and sizes. They get children in many different ways. Some by traditional ways, some by IVF, some by adoption. I mean, And also, you can just say when this couple just really wants a baby and they want one, so they get one from adoption or surrogacy. It's not that deep and it's not that hard, Snoop. If you can figure out how to justify your misogyny and be a pimp, you can easily justify why two lesbians has a baby.
And that baby probably won't have a childhood dream of becoming a pimp.
And also, can I bear in mind that this is not a sensitive topic. We need to show people, especially children, that LGBTQ couples do exist. Because every day they turn around and they see their peers, their classmates having same-sex couples who are relatives, or not just parents, but maybe the kid has a gay uncle, aunt, cousin. The idea of erasing LGBTQ people from children's media is basically erase identity in front of children, which foster what? Homophobia, transphobia, fear of the unknown. And of course, this administration loves to paint us as the great unknown. That means the great danger. Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Bobby Huen, and let's queer up the USA view. Donald Trump says he loves the gays, but for the strangest on-brand reason. Donald Trump has become famous for his large number of anti-LGBTQ policies and statements since being elected in November. In the recent feature by the New York Times, Trump was quoted by an unnamed associate in the government as having said, quote, "I love the gays. They pay the most for the weddings," end quote. In 2024, Trump received backlash from his base for hosting the wedding of then vice chair and treasurer of the Tennessee Log Cabin Republicans, John Sullivan, and his husband, Dan Medora, at Mar-a-Lago. Following his election, he removed queer references from government websites, banned trans individuals from serving in the military, and stripped their pensions, and has shut down the LGBTQ teen suicide hotline. And of course he would have said that, because the man is the personified of greed. Yeah. He is the personification of pure 1980s Reagan-esque greed of and bigotry of unequaled proportions. Of course they'll take the gays' money. Yeah. He'll take anyone's money. He'll take Russian gangsters' money. He'll take Putin's money. He'll take Chinese money. He'll take any money.
Well, it's always about money when it comes to Dementia Don. I mean, that's like his middle name.
I mean, right now, in order to have an audience with him in the White House, you pony up, I think, $5 million at the very least. Well, CEOs are like Tim Cook, and I have nothing bad to say about Tim Cook. Tim Cook even gave him a plaque with a solid gold base so that Apple do not get tariffs. I mean, I know why he did it. I know that it doesn't look good on him. I'm probably gritting his teeth while he's doing it. But, he is also the CEO of a company that hired hundreds of thousands of people, and the fact that if he won't do it, an iPhone suddenly costs $2,000 a pop, that is not good for his company.
LGBTQ people work for MS. Meanwhile, Trump's getting richer every day while he bankrupts this country like he did many of his failed businesses.
And also he destroyed the Rose Garden.
Those people who bought their way into the Kennedy Center honors, including Gloria Gaynor, who should change her name to Gloria Straightner.
What is it, like hair straightener?
No, gay straight.
Oh, I know. I was just making a pun out of it. But yeah, Gloria Gaynor, you disappoint me. By the way, since she did not write that song, we can have an LGBT artist cover that song.
I Will Survive.
And then I Will Survive. And remake, just like Taylor Swift, remake all the songs. There's now a gay version, and we will not, and she is no longer welcome in any Pride festival of the land. Actually, in the world, for that matter.
Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Gregg Shapiro, and let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Florida law enforcement now enforces elimination of Pulse Memorial Rainbow Crosswalk 24 hours a day. Queer News Tonight has been following the story of DeSantis' attack on Florida's LGBTQ landmarks. Last month, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy sent letters to the governors of all 50 states calling for them to remove pride crosswalks or lose Department of Transportation funding. Florida was one of the first to comply, painting over the rainbow crosswalk in front of the Pulse Memorial in Orlando. The next day, local residents showed up with chalk in hand to recolor the crosswalk in remembrance of the 49 lives lost in the tragic Pulse shooting. Once again, the state came in that night and removed the memorial. Now the DeSantis regime has posted Florida state troopers at the crosswalk for 24-hour surveillance, making sure no one can restore the rainbow. Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach have pledged to resist the mandate, and in areas such as Ybor City, residents have been using chalk to color in previously rainbow-free crosswalks. One citizen was quoted as saying, quote, "You can try to make chalk illegal in the state of Florida, but we will still find a way. I don't know of a single rainbow crosswalk that has ever killed a child. Yet I can name countless bus stops across the state without traffic lights. Real dangers where tax dollars could be used to protect lives rather than being wasted on erasing LGBTQ plus visibility." Okay. Does anybody else remember when this Midwestern frat boy, Sean Duffy, stumbled drunk through a few seasons of MTV's The Real World
Yes, and
Road
challenges,
Rules?
yes.
Looks like he's really ruling the road now as U.S. Secretary of Transportation. And now he and his broodmare Rachel, who was really shitty to the late Pedro Zamora when they were on The Real World San Francisco, they have 9...
No, they were not. They were not in Real World.
Rachel and Pedro were in San Francisco, Real World San Francisco.
No, it was
Yes.
Miami. Pedro was in Real World Miami.
Puck. There was the same season as Puck, right? San Francisco?
No, Puck is a different season than Pedro.
Okay, then she was on with Pedro, and she treated him really badly. And with that many Spawn, odds are good that one of those 9 kids might actually come out as queer.
So
I wonder how they'll deal with that.
well, so they are equivocal and evangelical. That's what they're telling.
No, they're basically Opus Dei or...
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But more to the point, practical tips for those who tar paper works. If you use a colored tar paper and just heat it, and it will stick to the asphalt, and that would be very difficult to remove. So
they can't just paint over that?
Well, they can paint over that, but they can wash away the paint. Paint is easily removed, but the chalk, it gets power washed away. And also, the city of Orlando can also consider the Key West approach, declare that as part of the Post Memorial. It is a historic, because it's historical. It is done to mark a passing of a tragedy that affected 49 gay, lesbian individuals, and a lot of them Latino, at this terrorist attack in the state of Florida. So justify that by erasing it would be, erasing a historical landmark, and you can get them stuck in litigation for ages. Maybe until 2028.
I think I have a solution to help make neighborhoods safer.
Okay.
Let's start going to these neighborhoods where they don't have street lights and
install
paint rainbows on the street, to the point that they have to bring somebody there to stand there and watch it 24 hours a day. And maybe we'll make neighborhoods safer that way. That's what we should do. Let's start raiding the other neighborhoods and painting sidewalks with rainbows.
And also, I just want to say kudos to the city of Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach for not bending backwards to obey the orange overlord and his minions, because apparently Delray Beach and a lot of municipalities. And here's the fact. In Wilton Manors, we have, which is where I live, we have a rainbow bridge. FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, owns and maintains most of the streets up and down the state. So for them, it can legally issue an edict and say, you cannot do that here because they own the roads. But which is why, despite the fact that we are the largest municipality with a high number of LGBTQ population, it's as gay as it gets, we never had a rainbow crosswalk. What we have is a rainbow bridge. The railings of the bridge is not in the purview of FDOT. So if any of the communities in Florida has a bridge, paint it rainbow. Problem solved.
Right. Those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. These anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ community.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Von Biggs, and I wish you a fabulous evening on behalf of these LGBTQ reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Bobby Huen and Gregg Shapiro. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ world. We hope you will join us by embracing love, generosity, bravery, be transformative, and queer. Good night.